What is up, y'all? This is the start of a new season. It's not a new season, but still, we here. We are the beginners of some type of new thing that we're doing now. But look, check it out. Y'all know what y'all been hearing. Y'all been hearing about this whole little gibberish about this podcast starting. But guess what, son? We starting it now. Welcome to the Rookie and Rage Show. I'm Rage, a.k.a. Leo.
And I'm Ricki, a.k.a. Ray.
Kind of rhymes, Rage and Ray. But still, Rookie and Rage, we are here, and we're about to have some fun. So, join us. We're about to have some good conversations. But before we get there, we're going to talk about a little bit why we started this whole thing. What's the whole point of this? What was the whole point, Ray?
I would say one of the biggest reasons I guess we decided to do this. I mean, we've been talking about it, 6 months to almost a year now. It's kind of an outlet for us, as well as maybe trying to make somebody's day a little bit better. They might be driving to a job that they don't like to go to, or maybe stuck in a situation that they don't want to be in. Mm-hmm. So maybe we can make that a little bit better for them.
I've been there.
I think we've both been there for sure.
Yeah. When you're just driving to work and you just be like, man, fuck this job.
Well, hard waking up, struggling.
Yeah. Well, while you're saying that, enjoy hearing us talk about random stuff, make you laugh.
Or don't. Just hit that subscribe.
Yeah.
Either way.
Just subscribe. Even just click on our video. Just so we can get the view. You ain't got to listen to the whole thing. But yeah, I mean, for me, why we started this whole thing was, I mean, I feel like we've had good conversations where it's like, dude, we should put this on a podcast just to have fun with it. But yeah, I think we have good conversations, either, opinionated conversations or just regular conversations. We just we talk about a lot of different things, but for the most part, so you guys can hear what we talk about, and you guys can say oh, I've been there, I did that. That kind of brings you back to a moment in your life and things like that. Remind you of we're just regular people going through regular stuff, shitty stuff, good stuff, fun stuff. We just want to relate to you guys. We want to say that we do things that you guys do. We're not living in this cloud up above. We're going through this stuff, and you could say well, I'm not going through that, but for the most part, it's you're gonna go through the stuff that we go through, and we're gonna go through the stuff that you go through, or even sometimes you're not going through something, but if you guys could hear us, maybe you can see a way to approach your certain situation with the way that we approach our situations, because sometimes that kind of helps too. So, but yeah, what's the go? What is the go?
Well, first off, I just want to say, I appreciate everybody's support. Honestly, I mean, we've had such positive feedback from everybody that we talked to so far. And obviously, we're not really looking.
You had positive feedback?
A little bit.
Oh, yeah. My mom was like, you ain't going to do nothing.
What are you going to do that for?
She's like, what? You wasting your life, son?
No, but I mean, honestly, for the most part, we've had pretty good feedback.
Yeah.
People willing to support. I mean, whether or not they watch the podcast, it might not be for them. That's fine. But, I mean, we've had tons of people kind of have an input on it.
Yeah.
Give us a little bit of idea of maybe some topics to talk about in the future, or I mean, I don't really know. Like I said, we're not really looking to get much out of it. It's just kind of having a good time, doing it for fun,
Yeah. I guess my goal, retire.
Just live off YouTube.
Live off of YouTube. No, I mean, my goal is just to kind of brighten someone's day. If you guys could laugh at one of my dumbass jokes, then that's enough for me. So, and then sometimes, whatever I'm going through, I hope you guys could laugh at it, because I mean, I laugh at it too. So, if I can make you guys laugh through the times that I'm going through, if it's good or bad, you know, to me, it's like put a smile on you, it puts a smile on me. So that's pretty much my goal, man. Like our goal is just to make people laugh or brighten someone's day off, like starting their day going to work, you know. Yeah, but yeah, for the most part, just make people laugh, make people happy, or I mean, appreciate what we got, you know. We ain't got much, but God ain't make me purty, but God ain't make no junk. God ain't make no junk. But yeah, man, for the most part, it's just that. We just want to be positive to like everyone that's out there, listening to us. You know, and I mean, you guys will find out about like our Instagrams, and you guys will know how to reach us and stuff like that. What you guys want us to talk about, things like that, or just even suggestions of like how we can make this all better. You know, we're all open to it. You don't get better if you don't accept criticism, so you know, we're always open to that.
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the big things too was just making that jump just to get started.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we've had quite a few delays, I guess I would say, from the equipment to, you know, changing locations at last minute, kind of things like that. But I mean, at least we finally get started, I guess.
Yep. Yeah. Best thing is there's a liquor store right next door, so
yeah, definitely. We'll get on a first name basis for sure.
Yeah. Like, hey, can y'all put this on the tab? Y'all know where to find us. But yeah. So with all this new stuff going on, I just recently started getting tattoos. Ray over here, he's been having a few tattoos. That's a little new thing about me, like that, you know, I wanted to talk to him about because of healing. I didn't know tattoos would heal like this much. Well, not this much, but they hurt. They bug like a motherfucker. Like after they're done.
Like from like the itching.
Yeah, like the itching. The whole thing where you're just like, the first time that I had mine was like, I started freaking out because everything was peeling, and I was like, is this supposed to happen?
Right.
But how's
trying to like baby it, make sure everything's right. Yeah.
How's yours healing?
It's actually healing pretty good. It wasn't that bad of a section, to be honest with you. I mean, he kind of just finished up around the back. I mean, I don't know how well you guys can see over there, but for the most part, it's healing like super fast. I mean, this is less than 2 weeks old, and can't really tell.
That's good. And then the other ones, like they seem like they're cheap tattoos because they're like fading away. No, I'm just like
I don't know about fading away. I think I just got a little bit darker, I guess. But
that's a little racist. Don't no. Just because I'm dark.
I guess I could say dark, but I can't say darker.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's kind of offensive when I was born dark.
Apologize. We'll cut that out.
Yeah. But yeah.
No, so Tim. I say Tim. So Sean ended up tattooing you?
Yeah. Yeah. I went to that guy. Sean Harder. Shout out Sean Harder.
Yeah, definitely. 3rd Street Tattoo. Hermosa Beach, if you guys are local.
Yeah. If you guys are ever in Hermosa, just want to stop by to get a tattoo, always feel free to go. They always have tattoo artists ready to, like, you know, tattoo right then and there. But if you really want detailed tattoo and stuff like that, you know, Sean Harder is like definitely the person to go to. Takes his time with it, you know, takes care of you, and he kind of he meets you. He meets like your requirements of like what you want. I guess like the whole idea of like what you want,
right?
But also like inputs his own idea, and be open with that. Don't be like, no, I want this, I want that. Unless it's something special where it's like, like a portrait or something like that of your loved one or something, then that's fine. But if it's an idea that you give him and he returns with another idea that's similar to your idea, but putting his style in, be open with that. And I think you should do that with any tattoo artist that you're willing to work with, because let them use their creativity. Also, don't cap them.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, just to add a little bit to that, I guess, it's, if you're looking for something super specific, like you said, a portrait, or, some people get, maybe like a letter that their son had wrote or something like that, you might want it to be super specific. But if you're looking for like an image or, I mean, kind of anything else, at least go in with an open mind, at least being willing to like hear what they have to say.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, I mean, these guys are tattooing every single day, right? They're the professionals, not us. We hire them. So, I mean, if you're not willing to change it, I'm not saying it's going to be a shitty tattoo, but they might have suggestions just to make it that much bigger, or that much better, I should say.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's one thing I did like about Sean is he's definitely not afraid to let you know, like, oh, that's a cool idea or something, but, maybe you would, what do you think about this? Which could be the same. Like, I mean, let's take your tattoo, for instance, right? Like, you went in with that concept.
Yeah, that concept.
He kind of zoomed it in a little bit, kind of got rid of a little bit more of the suit of it, right?
Yeah.
To kind of highlight the actual, like, skeleton kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just little things like that might take that tattoo to the next level, I guess I would say. And yeah, like I said earlier, we'll link all their information down below. So
yeah,
if you guys are interested in getting a tattoo by him, definitely check out his work.
And if you want a cheap tattoo, you can always hit me up. I'm always down to give.
Yeah, definitely don't go cheap.
I'm gonna give you stick figures. $10 for a tattoo, if it's smaller than an inch.
So what made you start getting tattooed? Like what? I mean, because you just got tattooed recently, right?
Yeah. I've always wanted tattoos. Like, I was always like interested in them. I was always attracted to them, but because of like how I grew up with like my parents, my dad was like super against them, and then my mom was like, she was just like a loudspeaker, so it just seemed like she hated them. So, right. I just thought like, nah, I'm not gonna get tattoos until I move out, or once I'm out of the house, and I'll start getting them.
But you've been out of the house for a while.
Yeah.
So what made you finally like decide, like pull the trigger on it, I guess, so to speak?
Turning 30.
Yeah, 30. You were just
like that was like that was when I was like, you know what? If I don't get them now, I'm not gonna get them at all. And then like when I was going through the whole thought process, like thinking of like what tattoos I wanted, like I had an idea of what I wanted, and which is like, this is part of the idea that I've always wanted. I didn't want to go like big, like right then and there. So I was like, all right, I gotta find something that's like, that I'll love, and something that's like more simple, because I mean, I'm like right now, like I'm working for a sleeve, but for my first tattoo, I was like, all right, I got to think of something else. Like, I'm not gonna go like balls out on like a full like.
You just outline the whole sleeve right away or something like that.
So, yeah. The first thing was like for my parents had something for my birthday, for my 30th birthday, which was like something small, and that's when I just like kind of threw it out there, and I was like, oh, like Mom, Dad, like how would you guys feel like if I got a tattoo? And then my mom was like gave me like the typical answer of like, oh, it's your body, do whatever you want with it. But it was like she was mad at it, And then my dad actually kind of confused me with his answer. He was like, if I had this, like, I wish I had the same mentality that I do now. I wish I had it back then. So I kind of looked at him like, Okay, what does that mean? You know,
So
it's
I can
like,
get the tattoo?
wait,
Yeah.
so are you saying, yeah, I can get it? And he was like, no, yeah, like, I don't have any problems with it anymore. Like, you know, he's like, it doesn't fascinate me, but, you know, if other people have it, then it's okay, you know?
Right.
Right then and there, I did the appointment. I did the appointment. I got like my.
You're like, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah,
Like
I was
making a
like,
phone call.
oh,
Yeah.
hold on, let me DM somebody. But yeah, like that. So a few days later, it was like my actual birthday, and I went that day to get this one done. And then when I was doing this one, right after this one, I did the appointment for this one. So it was funny because my mom didn't expect this one, and she got super mad at this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I told my dad that I wanted the idea of this, because it was like it was connected to him, with the whole suit and stuff. So he was like, all right, he's like, just do me a favor, don't like basically blow your whole body with tattoos. And I was like, sure, but I am getting a sleeve. But I once I told him, he was like, okay. So my dad was fine with it, but my mom went off. She went off, and we're at the park too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're at my nephew's soccer game. She was like, I don't know why you get those tattoos and all that. Like, you're gonna start getting problems and stuff. But I you know, for her, she has that mentality of, tattoos were connected to gangs.
Yeah.
So that's why
it's kind of like that old school
why,
mentality, right? Yeah, I
so
understand.
that's how she kind of approached it, to like guys going up to me and I'm gonna start getting problems.
They're just gonna assume you're a gang member or something like that. Yeah.
But I mean, we kind of explained to her like it's a little different. Like, you know what's a prison tattoo and what's a tattoo that you get. You know, it's like there's a big difference, and there's a big difference between gang tattoos or gang related tattoos than like a normal tattoo. You know,
right.
So,
there's also a big difference between, you know, tattoos then, like, I mean, even when we were growing up versus tattoos now.
Yeah.
They're a lot more socially acceptable now.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, jobs don't really care about that. I mean, if you get teardrops under your eyes, like, you know, maybe. Yeah. But for the most part, they don't, you know, they won't disqualify you for a job because you have tattoos.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, and then, like, I mean, it's still strict to have, like, not to have, like, hand tattoos or neck tattoos.
Right.
Which I think, like, in today's world, like, a lot of young people do get a lot of hand tattoos or like neck tattoos or face tattoos, you know. So it's kind of like, yeah, that's it. If you're planning on being, you know, famous or something, you better be good at it. If you're gonna get like face tattoos, you know, don't do face tattoos when you only have a few followers, like, you know. If you're making revenue, then okay, like, because you're going the right way, like you're going on the right path to success. But if you just graduated from high school, don't fucking do it. Not yet.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend you getting a tattoo right away. I mean, at least think about it for a little bit. Yeah, I agree.
And then also like being 30 now. Like, it took me more thought. Like, my thought process of getting a tattoo was like a little bit longer, just because it was like, I'm 30, I can't get a dumbass tattoo. Like, I can't just like go have fun and just be like, oh yeah, I'm getting a little, I don't know, like just a silly tattoo just because I want it. It's like, I'm not 18, or, you know, like, I can't have an excuse of like, oh, I got it when I was young, like, you know. If I have a dumb tattoo and I'll be like, oh, I got it at 30, then people are going to be like, what? What the hell wrong with you?
Right. I think it just depends on the person. I mean, I kind of like those, like, kind of witty tattoos. Like, one that you can look at and you can judge, it's just kind of just say, like, oh, I see what you did there. Okay, cool. You know, like, I can't really think of an example, but I do kind of like those. But yeah, you are right. When it comes to, like, getting a tattoo, like, obviously it is permanent. It is something that is going to be on your body forever. So. Yeah. Coming from a guy that's, you know, has those shitty tattoos, definitely take some time to think about it.
I can tell.
I appreciate it. Thanks. No, but yeah, definitely. You definitely want to take some time, think about it, make sure it's something you actually really want to do. I actually got my first tattoo when I was like 15, I believe. I think it was either 14 or 15.
Dang.
That was probably a dumb mistake of my part, but I got it covered. So
Where'd you get it? In a
moving
back
on.
alley or something?
No, I'm not gonna get too much into it, but I got it from a friend who was not a tattoo artist, but ended up getting it covered, moved on, whatever. It's a cool story to tell, but maybe not to tell here.
I think we should know. I think we want to
You
hear
think we
that
should know?
story.
Maybe for a future video.
He's playing hard to get, guys. No, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I do want more tattoos. I just don't know how my mom's gonna act about. Like,
They definitely get
about
addicting.
Yeah, even though they like. Okay, I think tattoos are like alcohol. You get fucking pissed drunk. The next day you wake up with the worst hangover. And you say, I will never drink again. Same feeling. You get a tattoo. Which mine was 9 hours.
Oh yeah, you did a full day on that one,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
It was about 9 hours. And when I left, I was like, I ain't never getting a tattoo ever again. Just because of like the skin irritation, like the whole fucking like process through it. Yeah. But like a hangover, once you recover from it, you're drinking again. Which is the same thing. It's like after you recover, after your arm feels good, you're like, all right, I'm ready for another one. Like,
Right.
You know? So it's kind of like similar to alcohol. Like, you know, with hangovers and stuff like that. You have like that little hangover from your tattoo. Like everything's sore. Like you can't even touch it. You smack it. It hurts. But once it recovers, like you're ready for another one. Like it just gets like addicting like that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, getting a tattoo sucks. I guess
Yeah.
it depends on the person, but I fucking hate getting tattoos. But then at the end of the day, when I go home and I see it, I'm like, okay, I can't wait to get the other one, or I'm glad this one's done. Like whatever, you know, like this one I did. What was it? 4 sessions, 4 hours apiece. So by the end of that 4 hours, I'm like, just ready to go home.
Yeah.
I'm just over it. I mean, I guess I sit okay. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to ask Sean, I guess, but to do a 9-hour session, not too sure if I would do it. I would really like have to have that like motivation to like finish that piece ASAP.
Yeah.
Which I do once I get started on one, but I feel like 4 hours is good for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. From now on, I'm gonna like split the sessions.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do 9 hours again. Like nah. It just I don't know, man. Like there was like certain parts where there was certain parts where like, you know, the shading was like kind of annoying me. Like my skin was already like, fuck, dude. Like when is
Just
this gonna
super raw,
stop,
right?
you know?
Yeah.
So there was like a certain point where like I would feel his fingers, and if his fingers stretched out like the sensitive area where it was like done, I'd be like, fuck, here we go.
You're like, no,
Like,
no,
dude,
not that spot, please.
Don't do that. Don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm happy that I got it done that day. But I think next time, well, it depends what I get. But next time, I'd rather do like the lining and then come back for the shading, like the filling in.
That's what I did for this one. I did a 4-hour session of just outline, and then I would go back for 4-hour sessions to kind of fill it in, shade and things like that.
Yeah. What's worse for you, lining or shading?
I guess I would say shading. I mean, every part of tattoo for me fucking sucks. Like I'm not one of those people that like go and like, yeah, fuck me up, like, you know. But the only thing, it's just so different. Like when you get outline, like they're never going over the same spot, so you don't really. I don't really get numb, but a lot of people say numb, right? Like when they're going over it. Like,
I never got numb.
Yeah, me
Like,
either. I mean, it's more
where people are
tolerable.
like, "Oh, you end up getting numb at some." No, I
Yeah,
fucking
like,
felt this whole thing. Like,
I think that numbness can come along like
Yeah.
anytime now, right? Yeah.
I think it went numb because you fainted.
Like, you just don't remember it.
You
You
just
wake
don't
up with a
remember
tattoo.
anymore.
Like, oh,
You
this
just
is
wake
awesome.
up with a full-on
So
tattoo.
easy. Yeah. But shading sucks. I
Yeah.
mean, they're just going over the same spot. You know, your skin's all raw.
Yeah, I think the closest thing I can compare shading to is sandpaper. Like if you like rub sandpaper across your skin, eventually it'll feel like tattoos. Like that'll feel like shading.
Yeah. Well, I mean, plus the time too. It takes so long, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, even having a 4-hour session, by that third hour, I feel like I'm starting over again.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first couple hours, like at first, it's like, oh, okay, so this is what to expect, whatever. But once that third hour comes, like you got that 1 hour left, like that whole hour for me just fucking sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Like what was like what area in your arm was like the most painful? Where you
The
were
most
just like,
painful?
fuck this shit.
So it's kind of, it's kind of a big piece, but I would say like not really area, but what he was tattooing.
Mm-hmm.
So like I have like this Kraken octopus thing going, and I feel like the little suction cups was just like fucking death for me. When he was putting like the dots in, like I swear I could feel that needle just like going straight through my arm and like coming out the other side. Like all of them sucked. But if I had to like choose like an area, most likely it'd be the elbow. It was
I was just about to ask you about that because
Yeah.
I was like, you have it over the elbow. Like, how was that?
It wasn't the worst pain that I've had from a tattoo, but it was definitely a different pain. It's like really sharp, intense pain.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the way that Sean did it though, like he would like hit the elbow and then he'd kind of maybe come up to the upper arm and like start hitting that. Mm-hmm. And then he'd go back to the elbow and then maybe he kind of like I mean he knows what he's doing. I guess it's like experience thing.
Yeah, I remember he was doing that with me too. Like he was giving me breaks in like certain parts of like the arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess I could say the elbow was like the worst part for me. Only because it's just like super intense for like that little bit of time. It's just super intense for me.
Yeah.
And like I said, like I fucking hate getting tattoos. I love tattoos, but I hate getting tattooed.
I think I'm the same. Yeah. Like, yeah, I didn't. This one wasn't bad. Like there was like certain areas where like you know how they stretch out the skin. So like when he was doing the D, it was getting this little elbow, and then here when he was stretching this out,
they would call this your wrist, but that's cool. Your
yeah,
elbow. So you're talking about your elbow, right?
The wrist elbow. I was thinking of elbows the whole time. That's why. Yeah, but this little wrist elbow, I just created a fucking term. You see that? This little wrist elbow. You know when you're wrong, but you don't want to like admit that you're wrong. So
you just try to prove like
this
you
is
just
what
take
they
it all
call
the way.
it. They call it wrist elbow.
Google it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google it and bring it up actually.
But yeah, like this little part was like a little annoying, and then on like by the elbow is like annoying too. And then I think like the bottom part, and then I think you had told me about this area where the sun doesn't hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't tattoo your butt crack because the sun never hits that.
Yeah, I don't know. Plus, it's like you pay all this money, like you want people to see it. But yeah, I have an anchor tattoo, like pretty much the same spot that you got your tattoo, and it definitely fucking hurt for me. It's probably one of my most painful tattoos that I have. It was just kind of just like, I won't say excruciating, but it was definitely up there the whole time from start to finish. But it's funny because the tattoo that hurt the most, I remember going in there. I'm like, no, it won't be that bad. I didn't think it was going to be that bad at all. I thought it'd be like easy sit, no problems. But the person that did all these most of these tattoos that I have, outside of obviously the one that Sean did, is a good friend of mine. His name's Chubbz. He works out of Heritage Tattoo in San Pedro. If you guys are local, I'll leave all the information down below in case you guys want to get tattooed by him or check out their work. But fucking forgot what I was talking about.
No, yeah, but like I was gonna talk about like the inside too, because I didn't think it was gonna hurt like as much. I mean, I don't have like that much tattoo experience. Like, you know, like I only got this arms and it wasn't that bad. So I was like, oh, like how bad could it be? But the lining and everything was just like, damn, dude, like there is no fucking break here. Like it just felt like everything fucking hurt. And I was like, fuck, dude, like, and then once we started here, so that was bad. Like that fucking hurt. Like if you ever have a tattoo like around like on your wrist where your veins are at, it fucking hurts. And then this whole middle area, like, yeah, it hurt, and it was like excruciating. I'm not even gonna say that fucking
Sound
word.
it out. Excruciating.
Excruciating.
We'll put it up top.
Like for me, I thought this was the worst. I was like, okay, we got done with this, and then up here it hurt, but it wasn't as bad as this little area, so we're fucking done with it. But when he got up here, because it's like he called it the crease. Fuck, the fucking like the single needle was like, god damn.
The worst part for you.
The single needle is like, dude, I don't know, man, but maybe because I was already like deep in so many hours of like getting this shit done,
right?
Where like, I think like just my skin was just all fucked up already, and I was like, fuck, dude, like I just want to get this shit done. Like I want to go home. Like god damn, bro. Like
right. I remember stopping by the tattoo shop that day to pick up some stuff from you. And I think he had just finished that lower section, right? Yeah. So all this wasn't even outlined yet when I seen you.
I have like pictures of the whole process of like every time we took a break, I would take a picture of it. So it was like this done when you got there, it was this done, and then you just see the whole like stencil, and then like little by little it was like going up.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, that shot of beer was like definitely worth it, because I was like, dude, I don't know, man. Like,
yeah, I was super surprised you went in there just like bone sober, just ready to go.
Yeah, like I mean, there was a certain point, like if you guys do a long session, something's gonna go through your mind where you're gonna be like, what the fuck did I do? Like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like,
right.
Because you're like, hold on, like this area took this much time. Fuck, like this is gonna take forever. And I mean, one thing that like got me through it, that made me like, okay, I'm gonna get through this, is just thinking like, yeah, it hurts, and it hurts like your skin is like peeling off, like when they're shading and stuff like that. But one thing that like I kind of convinced myself was like, your skin is not ripping, just fucking go through it.
Right.
And I mean, like when they stop shading, like say, because they'll do like shading, like probably like maybe like think about like suicides. They go up down, and then stop, and then refill the needles. So when that happens, it doesn't hurt when they're reaching for more ink. Like it doesn't hurt. So like for me that was like helping me a lot, because it was like, okay, it's not like something that's like there's something wrong.
Right.
Like it's just your skin.
Yeah. Once like that's the thing about getting a tattoo is like, yeah, it fucking hurts. Like I'm not gonna lie to anybody, but once they lift the needle up, the pain's gone.
Yeah,
it's only pain for that period of time. it's not like an ongoing pain. Like
Yeah.
when I'm done done getting tattooed, like yeah, it's a little bit sore, like when I clean it or something like that, but it's not bad at
Yeah.
all.
To me, one of the it's not painful, but it's like one of the most annoying is when they wipe it down.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's just annoying. Like that little pain is so fucking annoying.
Really? For me, it's
Like-
it's like almost like satisfying.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Like not for me.
Oh.
For me, it was just like, don't fucking rub it like that. Like it's just so. It just felt so weird when they would go like that.
I guess it's just so less.
Like,
It's like
I don't know.
so less of a pain than getting
Yeah.
tattooed that it's like I don't really mind it.
Yeah. Like to me, it wasn't painful. It was just like an annoying pain.
Right.
Like it wasn't like, oh fuck, that hurts. Like no, it's just annoying. Like don't do that.
Yeah. You're like,
Like,
no.
no.
You're like, let me do it.
He's like, I need to clean it. No. But yeah.
So do you have any tattoos you have in mind in your future, or taking a little break after that 9-hour session?
I'm ready for it now. Like this one's like pretty much healed. But yeah, I'm gonna get the agave plant. That represents like tequila, which is like it represents like the state where my parents are from, which is Jalisco. Do that because I have here I have like a kind of I looked at it and I was like, well, it looks like a triangle that I can make, like, or I can like form as a tattoo, which is gonna be the agave plant, because the agave plant is kind of like a triangle,
Right.
if you kind of like shape it right. And then on the outside forearm, like I'll do the Mexican flag, like waving.
And they're kind of known for their tequilas there, right? Like the agave plant, obviously.
Yeah. Well, like to make tequila, you need agave plant.
Exactly.
So,
But that's what they're
yeah.
kind of known for, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Because I wanted something to represent like the state where my parents are from.
Right.
So, the tequila plant, agave, and then I already did it with the whole charro like mariachi like theme. That represents Jalisco. And then with the skeleton, like the skull, it represents the Day of the Dead.
Right. And that's kind of cool too. Like like we were talking about earlier, like take some time, like think about what you want.
Yeah.
You might not know your whole layout right away, but at least take some time to like figure out like, okay, this is something that I really.
And then once you start your tattoo, like once you start off with one tattoo, you start kind of like seeing like the formation of like other tattoos coming in, like the ideas where that will form like into like whatever you want. Like if you want a sleeve, like it'll start forming it.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Definitely like pick a platform that will like lay down you lay down the platform, and then you'll start catching on to like the ideas. You start catching on like to things that you want,
Yeah, I agree. I mean, originally I will say that I did have a different like kind of idea for my arm. I mean, I've kind of like always liked that whole like pirate skulls and that kind of stuff. Like growing up, I just always been like drawn to that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what like brought me to the tattoos to begin with. Because I mean, when we were growing up, it's like people that have tattoos were kind of always like not necessarily shunned from society, but I mean, in a way they were, right? Like, people would be pointing, like talking shit, right? Like, oh, like
or
that person.
Like, give that look of like, like the judgmental look, like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And it didn't matter what tattoo it was. It was just like the fact that you had a tattoo means that you basically weren't going to be shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that necessarily drew me to tattoos, but I guess it was just kind of like that rebellious kind of thing, like where I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. Like if this is what I like, I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
So that kind of like at a young age, I kind of knew that I was going to get tattoos eventually, like for sure. And then I would meet a lot of people that had tattoos, and you get to know them, and you kind of get your own judgment of a person once you get to know them, right? So
yeah.
I kind of realized like pretty young that's like these people aren't bad people, like. So it was kind of easy for me, like, well, fuck everybody else. I'm gonna get what I wanted to get,
Yeah.
So that kind of what originally drew me to tattoos originally. So once I got older, I kind of knew, like, obviously, like I said, I kind of grew up liking the whole skulls and like pirates and things like that, which kind of started my arm here. Like, I still have more plans for it. Like, I do want Chubbz to finish kind of my lower arm, bring it all together and things like that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the
Yeah.
future, I guess.
Yeah, I was thinking about um like if I would go to another tattoo artist to like kind of continue my thing, but I kind of want Sean to do it. You know, it's like for me, I just want him to like, you know, I want him to like put his whole formation into it. Like, you know, like I'm like, oh, like yeah, like this whole sleeve is like Sean.
Right.
Know?
Almost
like,
finished like what he started.
Yeah. I mean, in the beginning, where like after he did this, like before he did this one, like people were telling me about, like, you know, not a lot of people, but I had a couple people like telling me about, like, you know, is he like Mexican or white, like whatever, and I was like, oh, he seems white. And then they were like, well, like how do you like shouldn't you get like a Mexican dude like doing like this, you know? And I was like, no, like I feel like, you know, I mean, since you told me about him, like I've been following him on Instagram, and I was like, no, like I feel like his creativity is gonna be like super good. Like he'll understand like my concept, you know. Basically, like, yeah, he doesn't have to be part of the culture to be able to like execute. Like at the like, I mean, we're talking about tattoos. Like he doesn't have to be part of the culture to execute a tattoo that's my culture, you know. So like he doesn't have to be part of it. And then plus, like, I don't know him personally. Like, what if he grew up like with my culture, you know what I'm saying? Like, just never know. Like, and then like after he did this, I'm like, this dude is fucking like too, like he's sick as fuck. Like he probably didn't grow, I don't know if he grew up with my culture, but if he didn't, like, this is how fucking good he is.
I mean, I'm a betting guy, and I'd probably say he probably didn't grow up with your culture, but
maybe not.
But I mean, yeah, he definitely kills it when it comes to like black and white.
But
or
it
whatever.
seems like he's been around.
Yeah,
he's done a lot. Like, you know.
Oh, definitely.
So, I would want him to like finish this, like, you know, finish this whole project.
And I think that's a good idea. Whenever you go get a tattoo, I tend to go with the mindset that, like, okay, this is the person that I want to do it. Like, obviously, like, take your time, find the person you want. I mean, even if it's not one of them, like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But find the person that you want and let them finish what they started.
Mm-hmm.
Because when somebody's painting a picture, you don't have them paint half the picture and then go to somebody else and finish it, right? Which it can be done, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot harder, and you kind of limit that artist on what they can do, right?
Yeah.
Especially if, you know, if you originally go into a tattoo artist and you get a bug tattooed on you, it's kind of hard for them to go like, okay, well, what can I do to go with this bug, right?
Yeah.
That's what they're limited to. But if you go in there with, like, you know, you didn't have a tattoo on that arm at all, so it's like a blank sheet of paper for them. Which I mean, I'm not an artist or anything, but I'm sure that helps a lot.
Yeah, like when I went in the day that I was going in for the tattoo, that day he brought in this whole idea of like zooming it in, like, you know, and like he didn't know about me wanting a whole sleeve, so he just brought up the idea like, oh, if we zoom it in and we do it this way, you'll be able to continue it.
Right.
And continue into the sleeve. And like at first I'm like thinking like, how do you, like, I thought you could like do a sleeve out of like any tattoo, you know? But then like I started seeing like the whole shape of it, where like, yeah, like if you look at it here, it's fucking, you know, like how it is, like
it's like off shaped, right? Like it doesn't seem like
it's not like an even shape and all that. It's not like there's like walls, like there's walls around it. It's like there's like curves and everything like that. And that's when I started noticing. I was like, oh, this is what he's talking about. Like you can continue to be able to like create a whole sleeve, because everything will start molding with it. But if you create walls, then it's like, oh, like when you do another tattoo, you'll see that wall. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like there's no fading to it to like another tattoo. It's just like a complete wall. So,
And again, I think that comes with like their expertise, right? Like,
Yeah,
I mean, these
yeah,
guys
yeah.
been doing it for fucking
Yeah, for
years,
sure.
and even before they do it, like, you know, we've talked about the apprentice that they have at Third Street.
yeah,
I got to talk to him a little bit. I think you talked to him a little bit too, right?
yeah, yeah,
And you know, we see him like he's constantly like, I mean, outside of doing like his job, right, which is like cleaning up and doing
Yeah.
stuff like that, but you constantly see him like drawing or even like actually tattooing like that.
yeah.
I
It
don't
was
even
like
know what they
it was.
call it.
It was like literally like a fake like skin piece of like flap. I don't
It was
know
almost
what
like
it was.
just like a piece of meat,
Yeah,
like it's like
like,
slapping
it's
that
just
bitch
like-
down, right?
just-
Yeah,
But it's crazy how like they like they take it so serious to the point where like they're even like fucking sanitizing it. Like if it was like real skin. You
yeah.
know?
He's
It's
like throwing on gloves, like he's
everything.
definitely
Yeah,
taking
like,
it serious.
It's so crazy.
And even if you look at that, like I don't know, what are we gonna call it, like a piece of meat? Like I don't know, but even if you look at that,
it just
like
looks
you
like
see,
it looks like pork skin. Like
Right,
a big
yeah.
ass flap of like pork skin.
and like one thing that I noticed, like if you look at it, like he's doing like the same tattoo, maybe like 15 times,
Yeah,
it's the same
yeah,
tattoo.
for sure.
but it's like
you
that's
see
that's
it,
how
like-
much effort that they put
yeah.
into like getting to where they need to be.
Yeah.
And I would 100% have that dude tattoo me.
Oh,
Only
yeah, for
because
sure.
I know the people that he's working under, and I
Like-
trust those people.
Like for him, I would for sure like have him tattoo like on this side of my arm.
Right.
Yeah,
I wish I
like-
remembered his name. I'd fucking give him a shout
It's
out, but
it wasn't Eric. Was it Eric?
I don't think so.
Something like that.
I don't know. If I do remember,
Yeah.
I'll add it on or something.
Ricki.
It is Ricki.
Ricky.
Yeah.
That was his name. Shout out Ricky.
Yeah, shout out Ricki. Good
Ricki
job,
from
dude.
Third Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he like when I was getting, cuz he was working on my right side. So like I was like, you know, when he was working on my left side, I was looking to my right side.
Yeah.
And that's when he was like, you know, setting up. And I was like, what does this dude do? And like the whole time he's like putting this whole like flap of like, I don't know, maybe it was gelatin or
It was
some
like
shit.
chicharron or something.
And like he's like cleaning it, putting on gloves and all that, even putting Vaseline.
Yeah.
Putting Vaseline on it to like tattoo. And it was like, and even before that, like you see like a whole like shit that he's done, which is the same fucking face. Like he did it like repeatedly so many fucking times, you know. And it's like, and for me, like I would think like, damn, that's gotta be annoying to like keep tattooing the same thing like
Right.
all the time. But I mean, it's like working on your craft, you know. You try and perfect that craft and working on lines and things like that. So it's like,
I think it's just determination.
yeah,
Like
you
he
want to
knows
get
what he
better
wants to do.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And like especially like starting from the bottom where like he's cleaning after, you know, the tattoo artists there, like cleaning after them, cleaning off the table and all that. But it's like he's seeing like the bigger picture of like, you know, being
And
there
I do-
one day, you know.
Exactly. But I do notice that like every one of them are giving him advice as
Oh
well.
yeah, for sure.
And like I don't know how many hours these guys have
Yeah.
in it, but it's obviously like years and years of practice.
Yeah. And then for sure it's not like, you know, they're treating him like a dog either, you know. It's
No,
like,
definitely
they're
not.
super cool with him, like you know, and that's kind of like an environment that you want to work for, you know.
Yeah.
When you're like coming up, you want that environment of like the I guess you could call them like the big dogs being there, but like not treating them like shit. Like,
I mean, you don't want to seem like
You
you're
know.
wasting your fucking time, right?
yeah,
And like I said, I got a chance to like talk to him. I didn't talk to him very much, but I talked to him a little bit. And I think he's been there about 3 years. I think he said something like that. So I'm like, wow, like 3 years of doing that shit, you know? But it's
Yeah.
like, but then we talked about actually tattooing. He had just started tattooing.
Mhm.
So it's like he just kind of hit that spot to where he's like, okay, well, I don't know if it's him or I'm sure it's like the guys as well have some
Yeah.
input in that, right? Where, you know, they feel comfortable enough, like, okay, now let's start practicing your actual tattooing.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely seems like they all get along there pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good environment, man.
Right.
Like, I mean, being there for 4 hours or 9 hours, like, it was never a bad environment. And shout out Sean for buying a pizza for me. You know, we
Sean
shared
definitely didn't feed me, but we'll talk about that later, dude.
But yeah, like, you know, we ate a whole pizza together. Like, you know, took breaks. Like, and for me, I appreciate him for being patient with me, just because, like, you know, I would ask to, like, go to a restroom and things like that, and it was like taking little breaks. And he was super cool with it. Like, you know, that's why, like, I appreciate him. Like, he didn't seem like he was at any point, like, frustrated with me or anything like that. You know?
And it's funny because I never ask for a break. Because I always go in with the mentality, like, I just want to get this shit done with. Like I told you, I fucking hate getting tattooed, but I just want to get it done with. Like, that's the thing. Once he starts, I know I have to finish this. You know, because it's like, what are you going to do? Have, like, a half fucking tattoo on you?
Yeah, like, I think I talked to him about it, but I had asked him, like, if he's done, like, you know, those kind of sessions, like long sessions, and he had said, like, you know, he hasn't done it in a while, but, like, there's been times where, like, you know, people kind of, like, I guess, bitch out of it.
Right.
But I'm like,
which I wouldn't even say bitch out. Like, it fucking sucks getting tattooed.
Well, yeah, it does. But,
I mean,
like,
I've never gotten tattooed for 9 hours.
But at the same time, it's like, bro, like, you're already halfway. Like, what are you gonna do? Just be like, oh no, I'm done, and then just have, like, a half fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're already there. Like, fucking, like, get it done, or I don't know, man. It's just. I
think it just depends on the person.
Yeah.
Like, personally, I don't know if I would do a long session like that. I mean, I probably would, but it wouldn't be my first choice. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, going back to what I was saying, like, I never ask for a break, but it just seems like, I mean, I don't know if you can just tell by my reaction or maybe, like, the way my skin looks. I don't really know, but it seems like Sean will call a break at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Which normally I think we only take 1, maybe 2 breaks at the most. But when he calls that break, I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. Like, I just want to go outside. I just want to get the fuck away from Sean for, like, 10 minutes. You can hurt me later, bro. But, like, you know.
I think we took, like, 4 or 5 breaks.
Well, 9 hours. I mean, I guess that makes sense.
But I think the longest break that we took was when
probably when I showed up, right? Yeah.
I mean, we did, like, one of the breaks was, like, eating food, you know. So that
I wasn't there for that, but
for the most part, the other ones only took, like, out of 6-7 minutes, maybe. But yeah,
I'm glad we took that break though. We met that guy at the little bar. I don't remember the name of the bar, but
yeah, I don't know.
Cool as fuck, right? Older cat. Yeah,
cool.
definitely.
Yeah, fucking walking in with the stencil.
Yeah, he wants to check it out.
Yeah.
Let me see what you got. Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's not done yet. It's like, no, I just started.
That's like my new routine now. Like, I got to stop by and see that dude.
Yeah.
Have a couple of drinks and then I get started. Yeah.
I was surprised it was, like, so close to Redondo. Because, like, I worked in Redondo. Like, it was pretty close to there. Because as soon as I made a ride to PCH, it was, like, right there. And I was like, oh, crap.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've literally been there, like, 4 or 5 times. Like, to that specific shop.
Yeah.
And that bar is what? 4 doors down?
Yeah,
something like that?
Yeah.
And I've never even, like, seen it. Well, I never really noticed it, I guess.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like, are you gonna fill in, like, those little gaps between, like, the parrot and the anchor and stuff like that, or
definitely gonna fill it in. I got a few more ideas that I want to do.
Well, what are you gonna fill it in with?
As actual filler?
Because it wouldn't be just shading, right?
No, not with these kind of tattoos. These are kind of like its own, like, individual tattoos, right?
But how are you gonna connect?
But they do have, like, an
American,
like,
it's gonna be like a sleeve.
Yeah. So the guy that did this is Chubbz. Like I said, I'll link his information. He kind of focuses more on, like, the American traditional tattoos.
Yeah.
So they're kind of, I'm not gonna say basic, but they're kind of basic, right? So, like, you know, I have, like, an anchor. You're not gonna get, like, an anchor and, like, a whole scene with it, things like that. But there are ways to tie it together. So like there's like this I don't really know the proper name for it, but I just call it like stars and dots. Like I'll fucking pop something up on the video, but that was originally like what I seen, and I'm like, that's what I want.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna be like, you know, if you're in the ocean, you're gonna see stars, right? Because it's kind of like if you're a pirate, you see stars.
Yeah, but it's a little bit less of like
for the most part,
the sky versus just kind of more of a traditional way to fill.
Oh, okay.
Which it'll make more sense when it's popped up on the screen, but yeah, that's definitely one of the first things that like came to mind when I first started doing this. Like the anchor, like no questions asked. I already knew I was gonna get it because, like I said, it's a kind of like a family tattoo. Like majority of my cousins have it, and I'm like really close to them. So it definitely means a lot to me. And another thing is like, you know, Chubbz. He's one of my best friends, I would say. So it kind of meant that much more to have him specifically do that tattoo for me. But I definitely have more plans as far as like actual tattoos before I start tying everything together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But still sticking with the same theme, you know. So
you're gonna put that Ricki and Rage logo?
We'll see. We'll see. I'm not gonna say no, but I'm definitely not gonna say yes yet.
Yeah. But that's pretty much gonna conclude the end of this episode. But hey, I'll do something. If we do 10,000 subscribers, I will do Ricki and Rage logo.
I'll match that for sure. Yeah, no doubt.
But yeah, well,
make a whole video out of it.
If you stuck through this video, you had a fun time, man. Hit a like.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate all you guys.
Hit a like, hit that subscribe button. You know, we appreciate you. Leave a comment. Talk about your tattoos. How was it painful from 1 to 10? Where do you have them?
What do you have? I'm interested in seeing that. I love seeing other people's tattoos.
And then, I mean, we have you can follow us on Instagram, which is the Ricki and Rage Show.
And once again, everything will be linked down below.
Yeah, everything will be linked down in the description. Our Twitter, Instagram, even our personal accounts on IG. But yeah, like if you guys want to show us pictures of your tattoos, let us know. Give you guys a little shout out next time.
Yeah, tag us on Instagram.
And if it's shitty, we're gonna say it's shitty.
But we're definitely gonna be honest about our opinion on it.
But we'll appreciate you guys if you guys send us anything like that. But yeah, I mean, thank you for joining us on the first episode of the Ricki and Rage Show, the great opener. Appreciate you guys, man. So you guys take care. You guys do good. And if your boss gives you fucking some shit that like it pisses you off, be like, fuck it. It is what it is. That's life, man. So have a good time. Have a good day, man. And I appreciate you. We appreciate you guys listening
Definitely.
to us, man.
Till next time, guys.
Till next time. Peace.